Alright, it is 10:40 a.m. on this Friday morning, January 16th, 2026. And as you can see, yeah, we're once again under the influence of heavy frozen precipitation. And of course, there was a great many audible sounds of aircraft flying overhead this morning. So I thought I'd go ahead and show this real quick before I continue on recording. We got one of the black squirrels up in here. Before I continue recording from my phone, or actually recording my phone, if you will. Now, I don't know how well this is actually turning out. Yeah, I'm thinking that's blackjack back in here. But anyways, I am going to go ahead and continue on with just further nonsense that is kicking off today with today's technologies. Alrighty, so continuing on at 10:41 a.m. I am currently uploading this morning's content, and to where now they've got this, it's formatted differently to where you can't actually see the process taking place as I have shown in many recordings in the past. This is what we get right here, okay? And that's mildly disturbing enough, because you cannot actually, you have to go according to their information provided. Okay, let's go ahead and get out of this. And I'm just going to clear all that right on out, because what I want to show you now is just absolute garbage when it comes down to Google and their new search engine. Okay, so we go to this, and what's on your mind? And it's got all this stupid crap. Okay, and oh, ask anything. All right, let's go ahead and do that, but I'm not going to do it vocally. No, I'm going to type it in. Okay, so let's just go, why is, oh, let's capitalize it, make it all proper here, make sure that we get the proper punctuations in here. Why is Google's, whoops, let's go to, why is Google's new search engine garbage? Okay, and question mark. And of course, now we got to hit this here. Oh, thinking. Okay, and what do we got? Critics and users in 2026 attribute the decline of Google search to a combination of aggressive monetization, the influx of AI generated slop, and a shift in product design that prioritizes keeping users on Google's own pages. Public frustration centers on key factors: influx of AI slop and CEO spam, generative AI content. Search results are increasingly dominated by low-quality AI-generated articles from content mills that can produce text faster than humans. CEO manipulation. High-ranking pages are often those most optimized for Google's algorithm rather than those with the highest quality or accuracy. AI overviews. Critics argue that Google's AI-generated summaries often pull from unreliable sources like Reddit, satire, or provide contradictory and factual incorrect advice. Now, Reddit is where you're going to find public outspokenness on many levels and within multiple categories. Okay, and so they demonize Reddit because it is a public forum of which well, they cannot really control the outspokenness of the public and their opinions, okay? Prioritization of ads over answers, okay? So much crap. Ad dominance. Users report that ads and sponsored content now take up the majority of above the fold space, requiring multiple scrolls to find organic search results. Okay, blurring the lines. Oh yeah, and I've been talking about blurring because of my content being blurred out, right? But there's often little visual distinction between paid advertisements and the actual search results, making it difficult for users to identify neutral information. A shift to walled garden, keeping users on Google, okay, in which they are trying to monopolize themselves. I'll just say that, okay? Features like people also ask, shopping widgets in AI mode are designed to provide an answer directly on the results page, preventing users from clicking. You know, it's just all garbage. You know, Google is nothing but garbage. And of course, you got to understand the origin of Google. And, you know, I remember back in the day when I was in high school and we had, you know, those few people within the cliques known as the nerds. Well, you know, a movie came about called The Revenge of the Nerds. And today, that movie has actually come to realization of reality, because we have a lot of so-called nerds from yesteryear that is in power today, okay? And these are the outcasts, remember that. Nerds were the ultimate outcasts within your educational systems. And now, yeah, they're having their revenge, if you will, through this crap. Okay, and we're talking about people such as like Bill Gates and of course Anthony Fauci. You know, these are the guys that they you know, they were ostracized because of their nerdism. Yeah. And so, you know, and this list just keeps going on. You know, unwanted features, irrelevant results. Okay, back in the day when we had such thing as web TV, man, you could click in anything into that search engine. Anything. I mean, just a basic set of numbers, if you will, and information would come up that was relevant to exactly what you were searching for. And back then, you could search for anything once again. It did not matter. You know, there was no such thing as the dark web because everything was available. Now, there is crap that is available and nothing but crap and garbage. Down with artificial intelligence and down with all those idiots that want to sponsor it, that wants to endorse it, that wants to advertise for it. It's all garbage, people, and it is a doomed failure because it is of human construct, plain and simple. I'm done with this rant. This is garbage, nothing but garbage. Why is Google's new search engine garbage? I've just shown you exactly why through Google themselves, right? Yeah, and screw Gemini, formerly known as Bard. And as far as I'm concerned, screw ChatGPT and any other so-called AI system out there. Why? Because it is all garbage, plain and simple. And now, you know, we have to deal with even further hampering to our content because of AI having been infiltrated into all devices digital, as well as all those so-called claimed smart appliances and devices. There's nothing smart about it, you know, and we need to be smart and start speaking out against this crap. Why? Because it also involves the weather today and all those overhead sky operations and so much more. You know, enough with this garbage technology. Go back to combustible engines, screw the solar panels and wind farms and, you know, all this nonsense. Go on over to the Sky Anomalies, I'm still standing too, and check out, you know, what's going on out there today. In fact, I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description box below because I feel that it is very good information that she came out with. But all in all, I am going to leave it at this because I just don't feel I need to rant any further. So take care and have a great one. This is Skywise out.